I'm already in Face ID. And that right there is one of the first reasons why you want an iPhone. But there are many reasons other than that why you want an iPhone, so let's talk about it. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, captain of Team Apple, baby. Back again for the video. And Face ID is the first reason why you want an iPhone. But not only does Face ID unlock your iPhone, Face ID is also used to download apps from the App Store to authenticate that purchase. It's also used for Apple Pay. Not to mention, you know how when you're on the website and you need to put down your name address when you want to order something or anything like that, Face ID authenticates that, so it allows for autofilling. Not to mention, Face ID is used as a secure method to unlock your banking apps, your other utility apps, and just apps in general. So the multiple uses for Face ID make it the first reason why you want an iPhone. Which brings us to ease of use. I mean, I can hand this iPhone to you, your grandma, your barber, your mama, your sister. They all will know how to use an iPhone immediately because an iPhone is the easiest smartphone on planet Earth to use. You unlock it, you have your app, you click on an app, you get into the app, you do what you need to do, you navigate, you swipe left, swipe right, swipe up, swipe down. I mean, the iPhone has always been the easiest phone to use. Even a newborn baby can use an iPhone, and that is another reason why you will want an iPhone. And speaking of those apps, we absolutely have got to talk about the app quality on iPhone. We all know that apps look and run better normally on iPhone, especially as it relates to social media apps like your Instagrams, your TikTok, your Facebook, stuff like that. Those apps usually look and run better on iPhone. But did I mention that new apps usually come to iPhone first? Viper, what do you mean they come to iPhone first? New apps come to iPhone first because there's a lot less iPhones to account for in the wild, which makes it easier for developers to develop for iPhone. Because when you have less hardware to optimize your software for, it makes it easier to develop for iPhone since there's less of them out there. You got like hundreds of Android devices that you need to optimize your app for. You don't have that problem when it's only like, what, 3, 4 iPhones at a time, usually a year? I mean, obviously not counting the older iPhones out there, but coding for the iPhone is usually easier. That's why new apps come to iPhone first, which is yet another reason why you want an iPhone. This will not be an iPhone video without talking about iMessage. That's right. The whole green bubble, blue bubble debate that will never end. But iPhone owners don't have to worry about that because everybody that gets an iPhone has iMessage by default, which means you don't have to go to the App Store to download a secondary app to message your friends with an iPhone, because as soon as you open up the messaging app on iPhone, you are opening up iMessage and you're using it to communicate with your iPhone friends. Everybody with an iPhone has a blue bubble. Now, obviously, if you are messaging your Android friends, they will pop up as green bubbles. But again, with iMessage being the native messaging app on iPhone, everybody that has an iPhone, which is most people here in the United States, they will communicate via iMessage, which it just makes it that much easier to communicate. Not to mention that iMessage has extra perks, like it has apps, it has ways to send people money, and just different extra things over the normal messaging applications, which make iMessage more accessible for those with an iPhone. And the other reason why you want an iPhone, because the iPhone, even today, is still seen as a status symbol. Now, I'm not saying this is right or it's wrong, but we can't ignore the fact that the iPhone, even today in 2023, is still a status symbol. Even though most of the people in this country own an iPhone, make no mistake, this is the #1 smartphone in the United States. Obviously, that's not the case across the world, but most people have an iPhone in this country, and especially the teenagers. I think there was a report recently that 87% of teenagers will own an iPhone or they want an iPhone. So this is another reason why you want an iPhone, because again, everybody's gonna have it. It makes it easier to communicate with people because they have an iPhone, and it is the phone to get here in the United States. Which brings me to ecosystem. Now, if you have an iPhone, chances are you probably have another Apple device. I'll give you an example here. So I have the AirPods Pro. So let's say I'm listening to music on my AirPods Pro with the iPhone, right? But let's say I want to do some work on my MacBook. All I have to do is go to Apple Music on my MacBook, and the song that I'm listening to on my iPhone will transfer automatically over to the MacBook, and it will continue playing, and vice versa. If I was listening to a song on my MacBook and I want to come back to the iPhone, I can do that as well. The Apple ecosystem makes Apple devices work seamlessly with each other. I can wirelessly transfer files from the iPhone to the MacBook and vice versa. If I have an iPad, which I do over here, I can transfer files from the iPhone to the iPad or the iPad to the MacBook, different things like that. And as I always say, the Apple ecosystem is still undefeated. In 2023, I will be taking no debate about that from anybody. One of the biggest reasons, though, you will want an iPhone is because of the camera system. Every time you go into a debate about which smartphone has the best camera, iPhone is going to be at the top or near the top of the heap. Just type in best smartphone camera of 2023. Most sites are going to say it's the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max. These cameras are just reliable. They're consistent. You point and shoot, boom, you're getting the picture that you see in front of your face because the iPhone is just that reliable with its camera software and the hardware. So just the picture quality that you take, you have the 3 lenses up here. You have an ultra wide, a telephoto, and a wide angle lens to take all your picture needs. Not to mention you have things like portrait mode and a cinematic mode and different modes on the iPhone camera. I mean, this is the premier smartphone camera year in and year out. And what is one of the most important things that people want in their smartphones? A quality camera. And you can never go wrong with the camera, not to mention the video quality of videos from an iPhone. You know, we don't really talk about repairability and troubleshooting when something happens with your phone. But another reason why you want iPhone is because if something ever happens to your iPhone, guess what you can do that you really can't do with other phones per se? You can walk your iPhone right into an Apple store. You can take it to the Genius Bar. They can look at it. They can diagnose it, fix what ails the phone, different things like that. But you have a physical store that you can walk into, a physical Apple store to get your phone looked at and have that support needed for you anytime that you have an Apple store open or around you or whatever the case may be. So just the support that you are provided with an iPhone from Apple makes that yet another reason why you want an iPhone. And speaking of support, Apple normally supports their iPhone for a minimum of 5 years, usually all the way up to like 7, 8, maybe, I don't know about 8, but 7. When you buy an iPhone, you know that Apple is going to support it with software updates for at least 5 to 7 years. You don't have to worry about your phone going obsolete right away. Apple will support your phone for almost half a decade, so you know that you don't have to go out the next year and immediately buy a new iPhone because the one that you buy today will be covered 5 years from now because that's just the way Apple rolls. Let me tell you something about owning an iPhone. When you own an iPhone, the iPhone is the #1 accessorized phone on planet Earth. Cases. If you need cases, practically every accessory brand on planet Earth makes cases for your iPhone. Maybe you need a battery pack. Maybe you need a charging apparatus or something for your iPhone. Whatever type of accessory you need for your iPhone, I promise you, you will find it. I mean, they make $100,000 cases. They make caviar cases. I mean, they might have a Lego case. I don't know. But whatever type of accessory you need for iPhone, you could find it because it is the most popular smartphone in the country, if not the world. So accessory makers jump at the chance. I cannot tell you how many emails I get from brands wanting to send me accessories because they know I'm getting an iPhone and they want to put their accessories on my channel. So if you want to dress your iPhone up or just do something to increase the productivity of your iPhone, you can do no better than getting this phone if you want to accessorize your iPhone like a boss. But why do you want an iPhone, or why do you have an iPhone? What do you love about your iPhone? Drop a comment. And if you want to see a video I did recently about how to use your AirTag for everyday use, boom, check out that video right there.